Yeah, guys. So this method returns true or false based on that whether that element is displayed or not, guys. See now, what is the verification that I want to automate? I want to automate to verify that element is displayed, guys. That is what I want to verify. I want to verify that that element should be displayed. So now, so after running this statement, you are getting a Boolean value into this variable. So now what is the expected value? What is the value we are expecting? This method should return
True.
true. It should return true because we are expecting that element should be displayed. Understand? So this variable should contain true value. So we have to verify that whether this variable value is true or not. If this variable value is true, then you can report status as passed. That means this verification is passed. Suppose if this variable contains false value, then you can say that this verification is failed. All of it clear? So how to do that reporting? See, now we are doing some if condition. We are using if condition here. So using if condition, Java if condition, we are using if. Just I want to check this variable value equal to true. That is my expected value, guys. If it is true, then I want to report pass status, right? So right now I'm reporting into console, guys. I'm not generating any result file now, right? So I want to just report that status into console. So I'm writing here system dot print line. So what is the verification we are doing? Verify from text box is displayed. So that is the verification we are doing. Is displayed, guys. So now what is the status we get? Pass, right? It is pass and element is displayed. So it is the expected result. What is the actual result? Displayed. I'm simply saying element is displayed and it is pass. Yes. Just I'm reporting this statement, guys, into console. So this is the expected result and it is actual result and the status. So three things I am reporting.
Sir.
Yeah.
That output should be, how can we see like it has been paused like that?
How can we?
How can we see that, sir?
Yes, sir. See, you are not seeing that automation script is running, right? See, now automation script is executing this step, right?
Yes,
automation script is executing this particular step. What is that step? Verification step. What we are verifying?
Displayed.
Yeah, that element should be displayed. So how automation script is checking that? How it is checking? So it is checking, it is getting this value, whether this element is displayed or not. This method we are running. So this method returns true value if this element is displayed. If that element is not displayed, this method returns false value, right? So this is the statement that means that verification will be executed by this method. Understand, guys? So how this verification will be executed by the script? By using this method, is displayed method. What it is doing? It will verify that whether this element is visible or not, or is it displayed or not in the application. If this element is displayed, then this method returns true value. If this element is not displayed, this method returns false value. So this is the method which is performing that validation, right? So after verifying this element, is it displayed or not, it returns value, some value, true or false. So how you can confirm that whether this element is displayed or not? By checking this variable value. If this variable value is true, you can confirm that element is displayed. If this variable value is false, what does that means? That element is not displayed. 1 second, guys. Hello, Satish. Satish. Sorry, okay. Okay. Yeah, guys. So here by checking this variable value, we are confirming that whatever the validation that we want to verify, that is verified, and that value, some value is returned into this variable, right? So by verifying this variable value, we can confirm that whatever the validation that you want to execute, it is executed. Then we want to find here status of that verification, whether it is pass or fail. How you are finding that status? By checking this variable value. If this variable value is true, then the status is pass. If this variable value is false, then what is the status of that verification? Fail, right? So that should be reported. Control C, else. I'm writing here else. So here element is not displayed, that it is the actual result, and the status is fail. Guys, see this statement, first statement, we are reporting pass status, and in the second statement, we are reporting fail status, guys. So depends upon this variable value, it executes either this statement or this fail statement. Pass statement or fail statement, any one statement can be executed based on this variable value. See guys, all of you clear now how we are automating a small verification step? First we have to perform that, we have to execute that verification. After executing that verification, then you have to find the status of that verification, whether that verification is pass or fail, and that pass or fail statement should be reported. So that is what we are doing. See in this line where we are executing the verification, and in here we are checking the status of that verification, whether that the verification is pass or fail, we are finding here, then we are reporting that. Yes, all of you understand? You got it now? Any questions? Understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, guys. So like this, you can do that verification, guys. Similarly, for example, for next element, I want to verify that this element, two elements, see that from element, right? We are selecting from element. Okay, guys. Okay, that the text verification, I will see that later. Suppose now let us see that next verification, enabled or disabled, guys. Suppose I want to verify that the to field text box is enabled. The to text box is enabled, guys. I want to verify that. Verify to text box is enabled. I want to verify that. So by using same approach, first we have to execute that verification step on this element. So copy that element. You have to do some verification step on some element. On this element, I want to verify what we want to verify is displayed, is enabled, right? Not displayed, enabled. Is enabled. So this enabled, what it returns? It returns again Boolean value, guys. True or false. See Boolean value, it returns. So again, you can declare here one more Boolean variable. Boolean be enabled, guys. Be enabled, I declared. So this method returns true value if this text box is enabled, or this method returns false value if this element is not enabled. That means if that element is disabled. All of it clear? So now you have to verify the status of this variable, whether that execution, verification, pass or fail. So by using same if condition, be enabled is equal to true, then you have to report it. System.out.println. What is the verification? Just copy this expected result. I'm copying this expected result. And what is the actual result? It is enabled, guys. Enabled. And it is fast. It's done. Suppose if it is false, if that variable value is false, then you should report fail status. So here it is element is disabled. The actual state is disabled. Fail. So this is how you have to automate verifications, and you need to check that verification status, and that status should be reported properly. Guys, enabled is it is enabled. Yes, so that see that next one is displayed. We verified that. So next one is enabled. We're checking what is the meaning of that. To verify, right? Any element, and simply any element is enabled or not, enabled or disabled. We can check that. Yes, that is the is
Excuse me, sir.
enabled. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is displayed, is enabled. It was a keywords or it was a variable, sir?
Variable or
Not keywords, sir. Is displayed, is enabled, is
that is the predefined methods. See that here is enabled and is displayed, right? These
Yes,
two these are all called methods. See where you are using that. You are using this for element. See, up to here you are finding the element. Understand, guys? Up to this one, what you are doing in this statement, you are finding the element, correct? Once element is found, then on that element you are running this method, running this action. So it is a method. Understand? It is a method.
yes, sir.
So you're performing some operation on that element. So what type of operation it is? It is verification here we are performing. Okay, so is enabled. So this method checks that whether this element is enabled state or in disabled state. If that element is in enabled state, it returns true value. If that element is in disabled state, it returns false value. That is what this method will do, guys. So is enabled, is displayed, these are all called methods. Okay, guys. So now this method returns, it returns true if element is displayed, or else, or false if not displayed. Correct? Similarly, this method returns true if element is enabled, or returns false if element is if disabled. Correct? If element is disabled, guys. So it returns true value if element is enabled, or returns false value if element is disabled. So similar, that is the is enabled method, guys. Now see that the next method is selected. So for this, you need to go to checkbox. You need to use some checkbox. Is there any checkbox in the redbus.in page? In the first page, we don't find any checkboxes. Yeah, okay, guys. Go to our checkbox script. Where is that? Yeah, vehicle insurance screen I'm taking, guys. Yeah, here I'm selecting speeding click, right? Speeding checkbox we're selecting here. Select the speeding checkbox, guys. See, actually, guys, here I have shown you only one step to select a checkbox. What is that step? Click method. We are executing to select a checkbox. Just we are running click method. But this click method alone is not enough. Guys, suppose if after running this statement, what happens? The checkbox, it will click the checkbox. That is what it will do, right? This method, what it will do? It clicks on the checkbox. So after clicking checkbox, can you confirm that? Are you sure that that checkbox is selected always?
No, sir.
No, right? Suppose if the
No.
checkbox is already selected, and then if I click on that checkbox, what happens? Checkbox will
You
be
will uncheck again.
all of you clear. But what is our intention? See, what is the step I want to do here? I want to automate here. I want to select the checkbox. All of you clear? But here, blindly, I'm clicking the checkbox. That means this single step alone is not enough to make sure that the checkbox is selected correctly. All of you clear? So how to automate properly? One second, guys. Yes. How to automate properly the checkbox selection step? Let us see that. It is not a single step actually. First, we have to check that what is the current state of the checkbox. Before clicking the checkbox, we need to verify what is the current state of the checkbox, whether is it in selected or unselected mode. Then you have to execute this click step, guys. See, what is the step I want to automate here? I want to select the checkbox. That is a purpose. That is what I want to do, right? So first I need to check that whether this checkbox is selected or not. How you can check that? Copy that element, and here we are using is selected method. Is selected method you have to run. So this method, what it will do? It will check that whether that checkbox is selected or not. If the checkbox is selected, it returns true value. If the checkbox is unselected, it returns false value, guys. So again, declare here one Boolean variable to receive that Boolean value. Is selected. Okay. I see that. So this method returns true or false into this variable. So now you have to check that Boolean variable value. If be selected is equal to false, then I have to click this. I have to run this step, guys. Is it right? When you should run this click statement? If this variable value is false, that means the checkbox is in unselected state, right? That is the meaning of that. If this variable is equal to false, what is the meaning of it? Checkbox is not selected. So in that case, I need to run this statement. Suppose if this variable is true, what does that means? The checkbox is already selected. So you should not run this statement now. You should not click that checkbox because the checkbox is already selected. You no need to click it again. Understand? So that is how. Based on this if condition, you should run this click statement to select the checkbox. Similarly for unselected checkbox also. Yeah.
Sir, if it is already it is in the checkbox is selected, then what should we write? Like drive.find element, this should be written.
If the checkbox is already selected,
yeah,
this statement should not be executed. No need to click that checkbox, right?
Yes.
So it is not required to click this checkbox because it is already selected. Suppose if this checkbox is not selected, then you have to run this click statement to select the checkbox. Understand?
Okay, sir.
So it is not a verification step, guys. You no need to report anything here. You no need to report the status because it is not a verification step. It is a normal input step. Select the checkbox. To select the checkbox and unselect the checkbox. Okay, how you can confirm that checkbox is selected or unselected? Before running this click statement, you need to find the current state of the checkbox. Based on the current state of the checkbox, you need to click that checkbox, or you no need to click the checkbox. Understand? So this is how you can check the current state of the checkbox, and based on the current state of the checkbox, you can run this statement, click statement. If required, run this statement. If not required, ignore that by using this condition. Okay, guys, all of it clear? This is how you have to use this is selected method to work with the checkboxes. It is very useful, guys. Suppose if you want to unselect a checkbox, what you need to do? I want to unselect this checkbox. Then I need to change the condition here, correct? True. If this variable is equal to true, that means that checkbox is in selected state. So you should unselect it. So then I should run this click statement. If this variable value is equal to false, that means the state checkbox is already unselected. So you should not run this click statement. All of you clear? That means this condition will fail when checkbox is already unselected. So this statement will not run. You understand, guys? So how this condition is controlling this statement execution. Guys, here, have you observed one thing? Sometimes I'm using open brackets. Sometimes I'm not using open brackets for if condition. When we no need to use open bracket, guys, these braces, when braces not required, when braces are required. See, if you have only one statement inside this if condition, that means any block means a group of statements. Block is nothing but a group of statements, right? So inside this if condition, if block contains a single statement, then you no need to define braces, guys. But if there are more than one statement inside if condition block, then you should have to use braces. Okay. Yeah, okay, guys, that is about is selected method. What is the use of it to verify? Right. Checkbox. Verify checkbox state. Okay, guys, current state, guys. Current state. That means selected or not selected. What does that means? Selected or unselected. If you want to check that, the state of the current checkbox, you can use it. So it returns true if checkbox is selected, else returns else false if checkbox is unselected, guys. Okay. It's unselected. Guys, next important method, most frequently used method, get text method, guys. Get text method, guys. See that what is the use of this get text method? You can use braces, guys, because these are all methods. Okay, I will use braces. These are all methods. Is displayed, is enabled, is selected, get text. See what is the use of get text? It returns the text displayed on any web element. On any web element, guys. What is the text value displayed on any web element? If you want to get that text, then you can use this get text, guys. Now let's see this example. Here, guys, where in the redbus.in, yeah, guys, here we're selecting the Chennai Thambram here, right? Thambram we are selecting by using partial value. After selecting this, I want to verify what is the value displayed in the from text box. Here, see that I'm verify, or simply get. We can do verification, or simply I want to get the value. Okay, simply get text value from value of from text box, guys. I want to get value of from text box. What is the value entered into this from text box? I want to get it and print it. Okay, guys. So how to get that? Very simple. Copy this statement from text box statement. Sorry, not this one. It is not a from text box. It is li, correct? So this is the from text box, guys. Select from text box and a dot get text. Get text, not tag name. Get text. So this method returns. What is the value it returns? See that. What is the value it returns? Get text. Where is that? See that string value it returns. Okay. Get the text method returns string value. Okay. So you should have to assign this statement to some string variable. String str. Simply yes, I can put from city. I can say that. From city, guys. So that is the variable. So into this variable, I am getting what is the value displayed, what is the text displayed on this element, on this text box. Then just print that value. System.out. Print line from city. What is the value selected? I want to print that from city. Yes, I'm printing that variable value. All of you clear, guys? So get text method we are using here to get text value from the text box. From any web element, you can use this method, guys, not only on the text boxes. You can use with any element, get text method. If there is any text displaying on that element, and if you want to get that particular text value, then you can use it, get text method. Yeah, okay, guys. See now, let me run now these two steps. Here, what we are doing. Sorry, guys. Let me add this one code in our new class. Not here. Yes, here I want to add that one. Okay. Entering that Tambaram, where is that? Send keys Chennai. Here I need to insert. Okay. I want to get that value from text box and print that value, guys. Done. So in this step now, see that we are using is displayed method, and next we are using is enabled method, and before is enabled method, we are getting text from text box, guys. First we are checking from text box is displayed or not. Okay, and next we are getting from text box value, and then we are verifying who text box is enabled or disabled. Okay, guys, these three methods now we are going to see this execution. Now let me run this. Yeah, now see that console, guys. Yeah, you can see that, guys, here. First verification, whether that text box is displayed. Yes, it is displayed, pass. And from city value, nothing is written here. Empty value is written. Okay, guys, we'll see that why it is empty. From city, get text method returns empty value, guys. So this value is empty. So that is why nothing is displayed. But let me see that. Let me check that. And here we are checking whether that method, the two text boxes enabled or disabled. It is enabled. Okay, guys. So now we need to check that why get text is not working here. Okay, guys. I will put breakpoint, guys, here. See that I'm putting breakpoint on this line. Now I will debug it, guys. Let us see what's happening. And in debug mode. Okay, that verification passed. And now see that, guys. This value should be returned. Tambaram, comma, Chennai should be returned. Okay, guys. But what is the value it returns? Now let me see that. Guys, see now I will be running the current step. That means line number 34. I will be running now by selecting step over. Step over. See that here, guys, here, this option, this button I'm clicking. F6 you can press. So now, so this statement execution completed, and this statement should return a text value from this text box, and the text value should be assigned to this variable. Now see, this variable value is empty, guys. It is empty. That means it is not returning that value, guys. So now let me analyze that element, why it is not returns the text value. Let us see HTML properties of this text box. Let's see that first, where this value is displayed inside this HTML element. Where is that value is displayed, guys? Ram is displaying here. Yes, are you able to find this value? Tambaram, Chennai, anywhere here? See, inside input, guys, there is no text available inside this input element. If you see here, there is no HTML text defined, guys. So that is why it returns empty value, because there is no HTML text available inside this HTML element. But here it's showing Tambaram Chennai is visible to us. But in the properties, if you look into this, there is no text visible inside HTML element. That is why it is showing empty, it returns empty value. So you need to find it, guys, where this element value is defined in the HTML file. Yes, let me see that. Where is that? Somewhere it will be there. So here only it should be there. Label for yes, generally this get text method will work if there is a HTML text, guys, in the HTML element.
Sir, enter there as Chennai, CHENN, and get it from that list, sir. Inspect from that list.
Entered value may be displayed. Let us see here. Chennai. Is that Chennai
Now
is coming? Is there?
Now inspect for Tambaram.
Here it is already updated. No need to inspect. This HTML is already updated. You can see here UL is coming now. Before UL is not there, right? Yeah, I guess they might have masked it. I don't know. The Chennai also not visible anywhere here inside this element.
No, sir. If we are checking from this place, we are getting the code for Tambaram, Chennai, sir.
Where?
Now you come down to Tambaram, Chennai and inspect,
No,
sir.
that I understand. That see here, this element you can see. For this element, you can find text value, I guess. See that here.
Oh,
For that element, you can find it. Okay. See, for this element, you can find the text. See here. Inside LI, Tambaram, text is displayed. Chennai is displayed. Understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Once you
Yes.
select it, the text is coming inside. Got it. It is a list, UL list. Yeah, okay, guys, I understand the logic, how they are defined, right? They designed this application, right? Here, just a text box is just a placeholder, okay? But actually, this text is not entered inside the text box. This text is inside a list box, actually. Now you have seen that, right? UL and LI items are there, right? From that list items, you selected one list item. So that selected list item just become top element in that list. So this is a separate element actually. List is Tambaram, Chennai is a list box. That list box is not visible separately. That list box is placed on top of the text box. So that is why this text is not directly entered into the text box. So that is why for this text box, see, input is a text box element. All of it clear? So there is no text inside this input element. All of it got it? So that is why we are getting empty value. When you get a text from this input element, there is no text here. But what is this text visible here? This text is a list box that you can see that here. See, this is a list box. See, in this list box, it is one list item. When you select this list item, that list item comes top. That's all. Understand, guys? This list item is not entered into the text box. It is a separate element. But they have placed both on the same location. So it is looking like that. This text is inside this text box. It is looking for us like that. But technically, this text is not inside the input element. This text is separate element. Input box is separate element. All of it clear? So this input is empty, guys. This text is not inside this input element. That is what I want to say finally, okay? So that is why we are getting here empty value. This returns empty value here. You understand, guys, now? See, to get the text value, if you want to see this method, you can use different element. Is that element I can take, man? Let us see here, date, guys, whether this date also may be same way or it is there. Let me run it. 1 second, let me select here one date. Now let me check this date input. Date also will be similar, same way. Yeah, here you can see that, guys. See, now date is there here. See, whatever the date is selected, that value is coming automatically into this input HTML element. See that here. That value is assigned to this attribute. Data challenge. They define some attribute, and to that attribute, the selected date is assigned here automatically. See, now if you want to get the value from this text box, if I use get text, it may not return this value, guys. If I use here get text here, it may not return the same value. Let us try here, guys. I will try get text method with this date field, guys. Let us see that. Now this get text is empty. That is fine. Now come to the date field. Yeah, this is the date field where you are